This week on Pitt Beyond the Script.
It's like we've got to put it all together and be consistent all the time to be a great football team and to win a championship. So that's what we'll be working on next 2 weeks.
You know, it's an honor to be there, and it would certainly, with this group, would be a joy to make a deep run.
When I say this, we're an opportunity to be our most competitive team that we've had here in 3 years.
All this and more on this edition of Pitt Beyond the Script.
It starts as a game, a gathering of friends. And slowly, as some begin to sit back, others stand out. The joy of playing turns to passion. And as the skills develop, so do the minds. And they begin to seek challenges, peers, and mentors to further their abilities and opportunities. The love and passion becomes a thirst for people in a place
We're going to show everybody else in the country who we are.
that will embrace and push, a hunger for excellence,
the ACC.
and to be in and among champions. These are the dreamers, scholars, leaders. These are the guides, teachers, mentors. And this is the opportunity, the challenge, the place. This is Pitt Beyond the Script.
We start with Pitt. This is a team that has dominated the ACC the last 3 years.
Big hit by the Panthers, Kayla Lund. Ende fires one up on the right side. That's good for the King.
Hello and welcome to Pitt Beyond the Script alongside volleyball coach Dan Fisher. I'm Rob King of AT&T Sportsnet. Coach, the team is on a roll right now. You're getting ready for the NCAA tournament. You won 12 in a row. Before we talk about the winning streak, let's just talk about the win over Virginia Tech.
You know, we kind of had a feeling we might need to win all our games this spring to make the tournament, and so we weren't taking anyone lightly, and we went into the last games in good shape, but certainly had to close it out, and was happy to get that win.
That one finds some floor. Well struck by Ende for Pitt.
A very strange season. You play a few games in the fall, then you're on here to the spring. Undefeated in the spring. Did you see some growth between the fall and the spring?
I would say that the spring for us was less strange. I think, the fall was just a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know, we didn't really know when we came back what our schedule would be. We didn't know if there'd be an NCAA championship. We didn't know if we'd be shut down at any moment. And so, we got used to the new way of the world. We got, we grew as a team. We got to kind of know our new personnel better. But by the time we got back in January, I think it helped that we had, a schedule. We knew when the NCAA tournament was. We were used to the protocols. And so yeah, going through that in the fall helped us for sure.
Trying the left side here.
I've been talking to coaches and athletes, and when you talk about COVID, one of the biggest things, the biggest words that comes out is uncertainty. You mentioned that. Was that part of the biggest problem? What were the biggest issues for you, besides just trying to keep everybody healthy?
I mean, our situation isn't that dissimilar from other teams, although I will say, we didn't lose players a whole lot. And so we were able to train pretty consistently through the whole year. And so the spring felt more normal. It felt more, less about protocols and fear and more just about showing up and getting better. And so I think that helped us a lot in the spring, just we were just showing up and thinking about volleyball and how to get better.
First set. And a kill from the outside. Nice play by the Panthers.
Well, you had a very difficult pod that you played in the fall, and then you had to get on a roll in the spring. Did you know that you had to maybe go 12-0 to make the NCAA tournament?
That was, what we talked about as a team, and, certainly internally with our staff. We maybe could have lost one. I think that would have been the most. But so we went in knowing that we had to be pretty good, and we felt like we could do it. We felt like we had the team to do it, and so. But obviously proud that we were able to pull that off.
Weavers, Vasquez, Gomez. It looks like point for the Panthers, and they win this match.
Any nerves about the selection, or did you have a pretty good idea that you were going to get in? And even if you do, you're still worried about seeding and that's it. Who else is in your bracket and those sort of things?
Yeah, anyone that doesn't have nerves at selection is maybe put together a little different than me. I thought we'd be in, but shoot, like, they didn't announce us till almost 45 minutes into the show. So at that point, we're going, okay, what's going on here? But we ended up with a decent draw. We're seated pretty close to how we're ranked in the national polls. So it was about, what I thought.
ACC reigning player of the year. Showing you why. Go her way again.
Some terrific players. Kayla Lund, talk a little bit about her, because back-to-back ACC Player of the Year is incredible.
Yeah, she's one of our 2 team captains. She's been a great leader for us, and obviously it's not a surprise since she won it last year. The thing I'd say about her game is that I think the coaches in our league understand what a complete player she is. There's maybe a better offensive player. There's maybe someone that's better as a blocker. I just don't think there's a player that's more complete. She can kill you, in every way. She's from the service line defensively, as a hitter, as a blocker. She covers. So there's just not a hole in her game, and I was glad she was rewarded again.
Chance here for Ende to end this set, and she does it.
And Chinaza Ende is another one of your team leaders. What can you talk about with her game and her development, not only as a player, but as a person?
She was a special player when she came in, but I don't think her freshman year, any of the coaches would have said, hey, that's going to be our future captain. She's really just, her voice on the team has grown every year. She's very conscientious and very thoughtful. And so, and then her game she keeps slowly chipping away. She had a huge breakthrough junior year when we moved her from the right side, or from the middle to the right side, and then has continued to make better choices offensively, and is a great blocker, and so she's a force.
And another kill from the senior, Chinaza Ende, for the Panthers.
Can you keep that focus? I mean, you get into the tournament, then it's not like the game's the next day. You've had this laser-like focus. How do you keep that going? Make sure that continues on to the tournament.
The attempt will be just to treat it the same. Like, hey, we were treating the spring as if we lose one, we're going home. And so now we actually are going home if we lose one. So yeah, that's the idea. It's, hey, we're playing the same way we've done the whole time. And, it's an honor to be there. And it would certainly, with this group, would be a joy to make a deep run.
Oh, it's been remarkable, fun to watch. A tremendous role for the Pitt volleyball team. Coach, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, stick around. We have more to come when we resume on Pitt Beyond the Script.
Last year was unique.
It was odd not hearing the fans in the stands.
I can't wait for this year to start. Let's return to Hines.
The band,
The crowd.
the hits, the big hits.
College game day. The scrambles. The big catches.
The sacks, the celebrations.
One more dive to the pylon.
We got to be smart. We have to have poise. What? 1, 2, 3,
Arnie Soule was an incredibly accomplished middle distance runner, winning 4 NCAA championships during his career. But he wasn't all about just the middle distance. He could score in so many different ways, from the quarter to 5 miles, as a relay anchor, or in the jumps. He was just a valuable, versatile, incredibly talented performer for Pitt track.
Gaffney bows out to Pitt's Arnie Soule in the 5th, and the Panther trackman stays there for good.
If you win an NCAA championship, which Arnie had several, but to go on the world stage, the Pan American Games, and then of course the Olympics, and be more than competitive, that tells you you're among the best in the world, and certainly Arnie was.
The Americans are making a team event of it, with Arnold Sowell setting a cracking pace for teammates.
Arnie was accomplished at Pitt. He was accomplished internationally, a gold medalist in the 800 meters at the Pan Am Games, and then went on to a 4th place finish in the 1956 Olympics in Melbourne.
But Arnie Soul, he's from the city of Pittsburgh. He's a city guy. You could walk to Shinley High School from the University of Pittsburgh in probably 5 minutes. And that's really special to me, to be a city kid and to make it all the way to the Olympic Games in 1956 in Melbourne, Australia, is just really special. So my hat's off to him for being able to do some of the things that not many people in the world is able to do, be one of the best in the world, and coming from some place like the city of Pittsburgh.
Mike Bell, in his 3rd season at the helm, has his team playing some exceptional baseball at the moment.
Right back to the mound. Great snag by Hansen. He'll go to the shortstop, Franks, and they beat Parada by half a step.
That ball is lifted deep out to the wall, and Pitt will take the lead.
I think this team is very well-rounded. We have a lot of good parts that work well together in terms of our offense and pitching staff. We have a lot of guys that came back hungrier than they were last year and excited to just get back out on the field and compete.
Ground ball smoked up the middle. What a play by Franks. Is the tag applied? You bet it is.
I think this team has a chance, when I say this, or an opportunity to be our most competitive team that we've had here in 3 years. With that being said, I think we're playing the most difficult schedule that this university has ever seen from a baseball standpoint. Our league, year in and year out, is one of the top 2 leagues in the country, but more importantly, it's going to provide opportunity for us to compete at a high level.
And how about this from Kyle Hess? Going yard to deep left field for his 3rd home run of the season, and it ties our ball game.
Yeah, I mean, the ACC, it's almost unbeatable. Maybe the SEC is comparable, but we have guys picked high in the draft every year. We're playing every weekend. We have some of the best pitchers in the country that we're facing every weekend, some of the best pitchers in the country on our team. It's just a really good competitive environment. We get to play at some cool places, and there's nothing like the competition in the ACC.
Gilbertson ahead 0-2. Struck him out!
The ACC is loaded. All the teams year in and year out are stacked. They have crazy amounts of talent, so competing with them is very exciting and fun, and I mean, it's always, that's what you want to do. You want to play against the best, so that's what we get the opportunity to do in the ACC.
He goes right back. David Yanni way out of here in right field.
We want our guys to play with a chip on our shoulder. There's always going to be a team atmosphere, you know, the team before the individual. But more importantly, we want to do things with integrity. So we always talk about players first, integrity, toughness, and team. And that's what Pitt stands for. And, you know, with the integrity side of it, we're going to do things in a first-class manner, not only on the field, off the field, in the classroom, in the community, but that's what really exemplifies what Pitt baseball is all about.
Yeah, so our culture here is to give it your all every day and get better every day, because you got to hold each other accountable. The guy to your left, the guy to your right, the game might come down in their hands at some point. Everyone's got to be prepared, and we make sure that we're doing all the reps, that we're taking everything as serious as we can, even during practice, and we just want to strive for greatness, really.
High fly, right field. Sayonara! Sky Duff!
This is a place where you can really come and grow and develop early in your career. There's a lot of opportunity here, and the program is in the right direction, so this is the place to be.
Ippoliti with a shot to left center, but Anderson is over to make the catch. And for the first time since 2016, the Pitt Panthers are winners of the Backyard Brawl.
Yeah, and it's got to be exciting if you're a Pitt Panthers fan, right? Just a fantastic day for the Panthers.
Last year was unique. It was odd not hearing the fans in the stands.
I can't wait for this year to start.
Let's return the Hines, the band,
The crowd.
the hits, the big hits.
The college game day.
The scrambles,
The big catches.
the sacks, the celebrations.
One more dive to the pylon.
Like, why Pitt?
High, deep, gone.
Belong with Kelsey Brown. Just strike out for Edwards.
Pitt's great, and there's nothing not to like about Pitt. As soon as I walked on campus, I really enjoyed the atmosphere here. I think everyone wants to be successful, and everyone strives for success within each other. And like the people that you're surrounded by really push you, and I think it's really important to be around that because it uplifts you and motivates you to become a better person and a better athlete and a better student.
Ground ball up the middle will score the run as Taylor crosses home plate. A nice single by Hunter Levesque.
We're known as a team that will fight all the way through. We're gonna fight, nothing's gonna be easy. We're gonna win with fight, and we're gonna lose with fight. And I just want us to continue to push to the close of success, because I want us to continue to grow and evolve on the training that we're doing, which is a lot about our mental state and our positive self-talk and how to be adaptable. It's about how much better I can be. Push through that barrier, challenge yourself, step into it, making sure that you guys are focusing on the right thing.
One thing to me that stands out about Coach Herm is she holds people accountable, and she holds them to their highest standard that pushes us to be the best that we can be. She also emphasizes like how important it is to be a Pitt Panther and how like proud we should be, and I really love that because we should be proud. Like, it's an honor to be here and like an amazing opportunity, and I just really like that.
Timed this one pretty well, down the line and off the foul pole for a home run.
I think that our program is full of fighters, and it's really important that a lot of the ACC recognizes that. We're just a very fighting, motivated, excited team to be on the field, and she brings that out of us for sure. And softball is just all about heart and passion and working as a team, and I think it's a really cool dynamic as like a team, and how we can work together and make bonds that you'll actually last forever. It's not just on the field, it's off the field too. I think it's really important that softball players know that it's more than just a game. It's definitely an exciting aspect of my life that I can always cherish and have memories forever. And definitely the friendships I'll hold on to really closely for the rest of my life, for sure.
So my goals are very big. I want to be a part of a program that's top 25 in the nation. I want to be one of those ranked programs in the nation. And I know it's a process to get there, but I have made a great decision to come to an athletic department and a university that's going to give me every opportunity to climb that ladder towards my goals.
Last year was unique.
It was odd not hearing the fans in the stands.
I can't wait for this year to start. Let's return to Hines.
The band,
The crowd.
the hits, the big hits.
College game day. The scrambles. The big catches.
The sacks, the celebrations.
One more dive to the pylon.
It started with Pop. It was under Pop Warner that Pitt became a national power, a national championship winning power.
If you were to construct a Mount Rushmore of all-time Pitt football coaches, Pop Warner would definitely be one of them.
Under Warner's command, Pitt would win 3 national championships. His 1916 team was deemed by the press of the day the world's greatest 11.
Pop Warner won his first 30 games at Pitt, starting with the 1915 season.
Pop Warner was able to amass the unbelievable record. What? He had only 12 losses and 4 ties. Everything else was in the W column. That's incredible.
Pop Warner personifies football. He reflects the great game.
we now know about Pop Warner football, which is synonymous with youth football. But he also is credited with coming up with the idea of shoulder pads and thigh pads in the game of football.
He is a tremendous reflection of Pitt football and all we aspire to because he perfected it as a science and as an art.
Pop Warner was one of the first to suggest that his players spiral the ball down the field.
You know, many things that we've seen in the modern game started way back in the 19-teens right here at Pitt.
Circle up, stretch. I'm too old for that, boy. Hey, be locked in and alert. Let's have fun today. Ball, cuz. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Spring ball is going really well from the standpoint of we built a relationship when I first got here with the guys and creating a standard of what we want our room to look like and how we want to play on the field. And guys have really taken the mentality in which I want them to play with, and kind of creates accountability partners within the group. And also it gives me a great opportunity to get to know them and learn them as well as I do the same thing for them.
Huh? You good? I see you 7'5", huh? You don't know how to do that crawl daddy, right? Because you from up north. Right there. There it is. Stop thinking you're a victim. You're a victor.
There's different tempos in practice. Obviously, there's teach periods when it's live, when it's full speed, you know, when we're going team. You just have to have great balance and knowing when to be on a guy, when to talk and teach with a guy, you know, and when to let a guy have fun, you know, because football is fun and you want guys to have high energy and fly around.
Throw the fade up. Throw the fade. 11. It's your coach's fault. Come on, babe. You got to make that.
You have to be the standard and set that example for what you want practice to look like. You don't want guys with long faces. You want them to have fun while they're practicing and get better.
Yeah! There you go, baby. There you go.
We want guys to play with great effort.
Oh, yeah, that's a real K.
Finish. We got guys that are tough, blue collar, tough guys. I mean, our guys are gonna block every single play. They're gonna finish in a physically dominant position. Then obviously it's about the big play. We wanna put the ball in the end zone as many times as possible and create a lot of big plays.
That's a drive right there. There you go, 3. There you go, 3.
Hey, spring ball number 1. Let's have a great day. The team comes first, guys. The most important thing. We're together, stay together, practice together as a team. Everybody got it.
We've got 7 practices in. I think it's been going well. I was disappointed when we first came back off of our little pause for a week because of COVID. Since that first practice back, we were rusty, not as sharp as you'd like to. You think you took a week off and pretend it's an open week and we're gonna be able to come back, but we just didn't come back like we want to. So I feel like we lost a day of the 7, but you know, that can only make us stronger is the way I look at it. And our kids are working hard. The one thing about it is our kids have come out in every practice, they've tried their best, and our coaches are working hard at coaching them, and that's the fun part.
21 version of the defensive line. Get back to work today.
Yeah, you know, we'll start with the defensive ends. You know, Deslin, John Morgan, and Haba Baldonado have all done a nice job of really filling in for, you know, 2 really, really good ends in Patrick Jones and Rashad Weaver. So we're looking forward to seeing how they develop through these days. But there's 2 are going to start and 1's not. So that's where the battle lies there. And then inside, we've got a slew of guys that can play inside. Probably one of our deeper positions with, you know, Kalijah Cansey, you know, freshman All-American, Danielson. Devin's done a nice job this spring. David Green, Tyler Bentley are really 2 other guys that, you know, could all be starters. You know, at the Mike linebacker position, you have Chase Pine and Wendell Davis are battling out, and both of them are good football players. As we know, a year ago, you know, Wendell ended up getting hurt and being the starter, and Chase took over and really helped us, you know, win some football games last year. At the field position, you know, we really got another battle going on between Cam Bright and John Patrician. John Patrician has figured it out. It took him a year, you know, and probably would have figured it out last year had he had spring ball. You know, just 12 days that he just couldn't catch up during the season and lost time there. But, you know, John Patrician's a good football player, and it's nice to have 2 guys out there. I think the year before when we had Phil Campbell and Cam Bright together out there, that they were able to get a break, and Cam Bright needs a break. We can't put him out there for 70, 80 plays a game and expect him to be as fresh play 1 as he is play 80. At the Sam linebacker spot, you know, it's a battle. Phil's pretty much got it handed to him right now, but he's got really Chase Pine can swing over. And also a young freshman that came in, Aiden Henningham from Florida, has come in and done a nice job and picked it up quick. He's really fast, he's quick twitched, and he's aggressive. So we're interested to see his development through 15 practices. Yeah, we think the offensive line is a place that we have a lot of different pieces that we can put in there. I think, with COVID last year during the season, we've developed some depth that you have some guys you trust. But when you look at Carter Warren and Gabe Hoy coming back at the tackle position, you got Gonsalves, that is also going to be a guy that's going to be able to play. Owen Drexel, at this point, would start over at the center position, with guards being, Marcus Minor is a new guy coming from the University of Maryland who's done some nice things this spring, and right guard Jake Cradle, and we can kind of move some guys around. So there's a lot of pieces up front to look for the future.
Start.
Yeah, Kenny has looked sharp so far, but we know who Kenny is. So focusing on some of the younger guys, we want a non-contact practice, I guess the day before Easter, and put those quarterbacks in a collision atmosphere. So they knew they had to make plays with their feet, and we saw some good things. And I think you need to see one after the other. Looking forward to going to Heinz Field this Saturday and seeing what happens when the Heinz Field's lights turn on. But you look at Davis Bevel has looked sharp. He's made a lot of plays with his feet and his arm. Joey Yellen has made some plays also with his feet, which I didn't really see last fall camp because we couldn't put those guys under duress. And then the third guy, Nick Patty, has really been a guy that's come in and has made some plays. We know he can run. He scored a couple of touchdowns against Boston College last year, and we're still working on his accuracy as a quarterback and all those fine details. And then Nate Yardow is another young guy that came in from Texas, true freshman, who has shown a lot of leadership skills. I like listening to in the huddle. He's one of those tough guys who kind of reminds you a little bit of Kenny Pickett in the huddle. So he's another freshman that that's got a lot of playing time to go. So our special teams are doing well. You look at Cal, snapping that ball to Kirk Christodoulou is not going to change there, and I think our punting game will get even better. But when you look at the kicking game with Alex Kessman gone and has a chance to be drafted by the NFL, we're looking for that new kicker, and we've got two really good ones right now that are battling as strong as any battle in spring so far. Sam Scarton and Ben Sauls are two young guys that I think right now their field goal percentage is better than what Kessman's was last fall going in through our August camp. So competing, we got ourselves a heated battle at the kicking position. Yeah, these next 2 weeks are really important, going into the week of the spring game on the 24th of April. Really just continue to be consistent. And I think consistency is what we're looking for. Is you see a guy make a great play and then all of a sudden you see him make a mistake. And it's like we've got to put it all together and be consistent all the time to be a great football team and to win a championship. So that's what we'll be working on next 2 weeks. A lot of the offense, a lot of the defense and special teams are installed. Now it's just really getting that rag and polishing those shoes up, making sure they're nice and shiny and looking good for the spring game.
I'm 1, 2, 3.